Hello, good afternoon, student. In today's lecture, we are going to focus on forging operations. This is your unit number 6. This unit is carrying 18 marks. Around 18 marks are there. In this forging operations, after studying this, you are able to understand what are the different types of forging operations, what do you mean by forging, what are the forging dies are to be used in that mechanical industries, and what types of forgeable materials, and what do you mean by the forgeability at the last. So this is the PPT prepared by PM Jadhav and A.T. Patil sir. We both are working as a lecturer in mechanical engineering department at GP Kolhapur. So in today's lecture, we are going to see the forging operation. So this is the 1000 year back metal working process. If you observe this diagram, one man is hammering the hot product. This is heated product, and he is hammering that part with the hammer. Means he is applying a compressive force. So that is the forging operation. This part, you are observing this part, this is called an axe. So this is also manufactured by forging operation. So in your syllabus, these are the various points to be covered, and you are going to study these all the points. Then what is the basic definition of forging? It is a basic metal working process in which compressive force is applied by means of hammer, and you are getting a desired shape and size of the workpiece or of the product. So this is the oldest metal working process. So what types of parts to be manufactured by this forging operation? For example, crane hook, connecting rod, crankshaft, spanners, gears, gear blanks, and many more mechanical parts are forged, are produced by forging operations. So this is the ancient art of metal working. So this picture is taken from some 18th dynasty. So what is forging? Forging is a compressive force is applied to the metal with a hammer to give it desired shape or required shape to the workpiece. So that is the forging. This is the anvil. Basically, anvil is used in forging operation. Hammers, various hammers, chisels, and many other parts are to be used. Many tools are used in forging operation. What are modern components are manufactured for forging? Connecting rod, crankshafts, gears, gear blanks, and many more turbine, gas turbine parts, and aeroplane structural components are to be manufactured by forging operations. So forging again, it is defined as a metal working process in which metal and alloys are plastically deformed by compressive forces. Then classification of forging, basically two types of forging, that is open die forging and closed or impression die forging. Open die forging means what? You are forging metal between two flat surfaces of dies, that is the open die forging. If you observe this diagram, this is the open die forging, means upper die forging and lower die. Lower die is there, upper die is there, lower die is fixed or stationary. In between these two dies, the workpiece is compressed. Means upper die is movable and lower die is stationary. Workpiece, heated workpiece is held in between these two dies. You are applying a compressive force on upper die, and the surface of the upper die and this lower die is flat. That's why this is called as a open die. Open die means what? Is performed between two flat surfaces, two flat dies. That is the open die forging. When it is to be used, when number of components to be forged are large and is too small, means very small quantity of the workpiece to be forged, and size of component is large. Then closed die forging and impression, it is also called as the impression die forging. Die contains some impression inside it. If you observe this diagram, this is the open die forging operation. Open die forging operation means what? The surface of this upper die and lower die is flat, and in between this is the heated product on which you are applying the compressive force. This upper die is moving in downward direction, lower die is stationary or fixed. So this is the open die forging. Impression die forging, if you look the impression die forging diagram of closed die forging, this is the closed die forging or impression die forging. This is also closed or impression die forging. In this, the impression of the connecting rod, the impression is on the upper die and lower die, and these two dies are compressed together, or this lower die is stationary and upper die is movable. So whatever this is the billets. This billet is 1, 2, 3 like that. It is at the last it is converted into the connecting rod. So impressions are there, and such impression dies are also there. So how many dies are required? 1, 2, 3, 4, and at the last 5. 4 or 5 dies are required. So impressions is to be generated on the workpiece, heated workpiece. So that's why it is called as a impression or closed die casting. Closed die casting means both the surfaces of the dies are closed, and this is the workpiece. If you observe this diagram, this lower die is stationary, upper die is movable, and flash is produced in this case, very thin flash is, and at the last those flash are cut after manufacturing the finished product. So this is the short notes about the closed die forging operations or impression die forging operation. Two dies are brought together and the workpiece undergoes plastic deformation until its enlarged sides touch the side walls of the die. Then a small amount of material begins to flow outside the die impression, that is called as a flash, and that is very thin and that is cut at the last. The flash cools rapidly and presents increased resistance to deformation and helps build up pressure inside the bulk of the workpiece that aids material flow into unfilled impressions. So this is the working of this closed die. This is the closed die used in mechanical industries. So this is the basic machines, or you can call it as old dies used in industries. Then what are the various forging operations? So one by one we are going to discuss about the various forging operations. Upsetting, heading, fluring, flattening, etching, drawing, setting down, swelding, punching, piercing, and bending. These are the various forging operations. So this is first one is upsetting. Upsetting means this red color indicates the two dies are there, and this yellow color is the workpiece. You are holding workpiece in between these two dies, and in this case, this is the first stage, this is second stage, this is the last stage, suppose. So what you are doing in this case, you are reducing the length of the workpiece and increasing the cross section of the cross-sectional area of the workpiece. Its length is reduced and cross-sectional area increases, then that operation is called as a upsetting forging operation. This is the bending operations, means you are bending the workpiece. You are bending workpiece, that is the bending operation. Drawing operations means this is the die and you are forcing the heated product in this direction, means you are reducing the cross-sectional area of the workpiece, that is the drawing operation. By means of forging, you are also able to cut the material into two parts. So cutting means what? Heat the workpiece up to certain temperature, certain hot redness temperature, and by means of chisel and hammer, you hammer it and you are able to cut the materials into two parts. So that is also the cutting operation. Then force welding is also there. When you want to increase the length of the workpiece, then two parts are joined together by means of forging operation. You hit the ends of these two metal bar and you hammer it. So what will happen at the last, those two parts are get welded together. So that is called as a force welding. Flattening is very simple. Flattening means what? Some corrugated surface on the a workpiece surface is there, then you hammer it and you give the flat surface to the workpiece. That is called as the flattening. Furring is also there. At the center, if you observe this diagram, this is the workpiece and this is the upper die, this is lower die. In this case, at the center, what you are going to do? You are reducing the width of the workpiece at the center. So that is called as a furring operation. When you are reducing the thickness, width or cross-sectional area of the workpiece at the center, then that is called as a furring operation. And this is swagging operation. Swagging operation means you are reducing again the area, cross-sectional area at this area. That is the swagging operation. So these are the various forging operations. So forging drawing, this is the drawing, means force is applied perpendicular to the length of the workpiece. This is the workpiece and from both sides you are applying a force. From this side you are applying a force and this force is perpendicular. What you are doing? In this case you are reducing this cross-sectional area of the workpiece. So that is the drawing. In this case this is offsetting, means length is reduced, cross-sectional area is increased. That is the offsetting operation. Then these are the welding. Welding means what? Process of joining two metal pieces to increase the length by hammering the hot metal ends. Cutting, process in which hot metal rod or plate cut out into two pieces with the help of chisel and hammer. So these are the squeezing, change length, change cross section by squeezing in closed die forging. So this is bending. This is the rod bending and this is the seat bending. How you are bending the by means of hold the workpiece on the anvil surface and hammer on the another end. You are able to bend it. So that is the bending operation. It is an important operation in forging and is very frequently used. In this process, the item is heated and bent to the desired shape and size. So these are the various literatures or short notes given. We also discuss about the drawing and punching or drapery operation. Setting down operation is thinning of the workpiece. Thinning means you are reducing the length or width of the workpiece by means of setting hammer. So furring, if you observe this diagram, in this case what will happen? This is the upper floor, this is the lower floor, this is the upper floor. In between these two you are holding the workpiece here. In between these two you are holding. So in this case what will happen? The length is decreased but the cross-sectional area is increased. So that is the furring operation. Edging operation means what? If you observe this diagram, this is the flat rod. In this case the edge of the is converted into this particular shape. If you observe this third die, the shape is like this. Means at the end you are converted into, you are giving shape to the edge of the workpiece. So that is the edging operation. Bending and punching. So this is punching operation. Chisel or punch is used and you are drilling a hole inside the workpiece by means of forging operation. You hit the workpiece first, you hold the workpiece on these two die surface and by means of punch you are able to produce a cylindrical hole inside the workpiece. So that is the punching operation. Sliding operation means what? You are giving a hexagonal or some square shape to the workpiece. So that is the sliding operation. Flattening and setting down, this is the flattening, means you are giving flat surface to the workpiece by means of flatter. This is called as a flatter. This tool is called as a flatter, means flat surface you are producing. So these are the various dies. This is the open die, this is also open die. So forging deformation, process in which work is compressed between two dies. This is the voltage and what are the basic metals to be, means what are the parts to be manufactured by these forging operations, voltage method and plastic deformation is given to the workpiece. So all these points are covered under this slide. So various parts produced by forging operations are like this. Even you can produce these various parts. If you compare this with the casting, the grain structure obtained after forging is more, strength obtained after forging is more as compared to the casting. So these are also the various parts to be manufactured by forging operations. So these are the various types of forging: hot forging and cold forging according to the working conditions. And according to the working processes, forging operations are classified, forging processes are classified into smooth forging, drop forging, press forging, impression die forging, and this roll forging. So this is the impression forging. This is the workpiece, and two dies are there. So the shape, how the shape is given to this workpiece. This is the first stage. We hammer the workpiece surface, and it is converted down into this particular shape. After, at the last, you have this desired shape. Means whatever the shape of the die that is produced on the workpiece surface. So this is the die press forging die used in mechanical industries. These are the crankshaft and connecting rods manufactured by forging operations. So hot and cold forging means at the room temperature when you are carrying out a forging operation, then it is called as a cold forging. When you are heating a workpiece up to certain temperature and it is converted into hot redness, then it is called as a hot forging. This is the flashless diagram of flashless. This is not included in your syllabus. Flash means no flash is produced in this. This is the one die and punch, and this is the workpiece. In this case, you observe that no flash is produced. This is the flashless dies. So this is not included in your syllabus. So compression of work part between two flat dies, similar to compression test when work part has cylindrical cross section and is compressed along its axis. Deformation operation reduces height and increases diameter of work. Common names include upsetting or upset forging. So this is the upset forging operation. This description of the upsetting operation. Cold forging requires greater force. Why greater force is required? Why greater force is required? Because it is a cold workpiece. It requires more. And cold forging and hot forging, the material property that is called as the ductility or malleability must be possessed by that particular metal. Otherwise, if it is a brittle metal, you are not able to carry out the forging operation. Because when you hammer the brittle material, it fractures or it breaks into number of pieces. So you are not able to carry out the forging operation on brittle materials. Rather than you are able to carry out forging operation on malleable or some ductile materials. So if you consider the cast iron, so cast iron are not forgeable materials. So at the last session, at the last slide, you are able to understand it, which are the forgeable materials and what do you mean by the forgeability. So this is the open die forging used in industry. The grain structure obtained, this is also not included in your syllabus, but grain structure, whatever the grain structure, these are the original grain structure obtained after casting, and these are the grain structure obtained after the forging operation. So this is upsetting, how the length goes on reducing, how the length goes on reducing and the cross sectional area goes on increasing. This is in the upsetting operation. This is the heading operation. When you are going to manufacture the bolts, then heading operation is there. This is the cutting operation. By means of dies, you are able to cut these flashes. How the flash are cut. These are the two cutting dies, and punch. Apply the force and it press downward and it cut the flash from the two sides. So forgeability. Forgeability means what? It is the capability of the material to undergo, to acquire the desired shape without any fracturing, without any cracking. So that is called as the forgeability of metals. The forgeability of metals may be defined as its capability to be safe without cracking and requiring low forces. Although in general the forgeability of metal increases with increasing temperature, for certain metals there is a maximum temperature above which some undesirable phenomena occur, such as fast grain growth or melting of a phase. So impurities in the metal and impurities in metals with insoluble inclusion tend to be brittle and have low forgeability. Means brittle material you are not able to forge it properly. And at the last, if you summarize the basic operations, so upsetting, aging, blurring, drawing, swagging, piercing, punching and bending, these are the various operations. Okay, thank you.